Welcome everybody around the world. Welcome to all my subscribers. Just a quick little update for everybody. Still very similar to where we were yesterday, but nonetheless, I wanted to drill home a very important point, which is if you look at the states which have been officially counted and finished, and you look at the electoral votes that have been won there, by that standard, Trump has 232 and Biden only has 227. This is because there are 6 states right now that have yet to be finished counting. That's simply a fact. Now, those states are Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona. They're either still counting or they're in court. They're in the process of being taken to court now. To do with fraud and recounts, or they're actually actively doing recounts, like with Georgia. Okay, so those 6 states comprise, I think it is 79 electoral votes. Now, Joe Biden only officially has 227. So in the media, and it does depend what network you look at, because those high figures for Joe Biden are just projected. I mean, the media loves to quote what Trump literally has right now, but they love to project Joe Biden's number way up there. Say, oh, he's got 290 or he's got 306. Some say he's got 280 something, right? But the fact is, when you look at what has been officially counted, Biden only has 227. Trump is actually in the lead. That's the irony right here. And as you can see from my thumbnail image, every day that goes by, every vote that gets counted, America looks more and more red, solid red. And the few little white patches that are left, you can see, are majority pink. When you look at America, okay, this has to be said over and over again. Every day it gets proven more true. But when you look at America, ask yourself, when you look at that map, right, which is the official county election map, live update from just now when I started the stream. When you look at that map, how much blue do you see? I can tell you now because I've done the math already. It's under 14% blue. Out of the 3,100 plus counties in America, Joe Biden only won 310 as of a day or two ago. And he was only projected to win another 115. You do the math. Out of 3,100 plus counties, that is less than 14%. And it's very, very apparent visually when you look at the county map and see just how little blue there is. Like I said yesterday, if you took all of Joe Biden's little tiny blue freckles and you put them together into one or two places, right, just to condense them and compare it to the rest of the country, which is red, you could literally fit all of Joe Biden's wins, all of his blue counties, in the state of Texas, New Mexico, and California. Okay, in those 3 states alone, all of Joe Biden's 1 counties could fit in there. The entire rest of the country went solid red, or is pink, projected red for Trump. Okay, and right now I can tell you it's like 80 something solid already confirmed red. The pink that's projected for Trump, that's a tiny little portion. Okay, America is literally 86% solid red. By the math, that's what it is. Officially as of yesterday, but it's still probably about virtually the same. 86% solid red. How in the name of God could Joe Biden win with those facts? And also, another factoid that I want to throw out there for people. The Republicans are winning in the Senate and the House and everything else. All the other votes that are all the other little mini elections that are going on, they're winning there. You would think if this is a 50-50 election, you would see that pattern reflected across America, right? But you don't. And in the presidential election, you don't. But in the Senate and all the other little mini elections, Republicans are winning majority. But yet, in the general election for the president, the Republicans aren't. A little suspicious. You know what I mean? Again, I'm going to mention that Joe Biden won every single one of the top 23 most highly populated counties in America. And in fact, I only stopped at 23. He could have kept winning the others as well. That is a major red flag. Trump didn't get one of them. Every single one of the top 23. The top 2 counties on that list, which, again, Biden won, Los Angeles and Cook County. In Los Angeles, Biden got 1.5 million votes extra than Trump did. He got 1.5 million votes over Trump. In Cook County, Illinois, the number 2 spot, Biden got 1 million votes more than Trump. So from those two counties alone, not states, from those 2 little counties alone, out of the 3,100 plus in America, Joe Biden secured, purely from a surplus, not even the total vote count, but from the surplus, he secured 2.5 million votes. His lead right now is roughly 5.5 million. So half of his lead came from that. That is ridiculous. When you actually add up the votes, I covered it in detail on my video from yesterday. Just from memory, I think it was about 2.5 million altogether for Biden in Los Angeles. So surplus plus what he got, right? 2.5. And in Cook County, I think it was like 1.5, right? So I mean, yeah, it was a little bit over 4 million, I think it worked out to. I think it was like 4.2 or 4.3 million. But essentially, that's like 2/3. You know what I mean? Just quick mental math. That's like 2/3 of his lead has come from 2 counties alone. Like, that is just weird. That is just not right. I know somebody's going to win the county, but the fact is, his lead over Trump in those counties is weird. It's a suspicious red flag, in my opinion, right? A lead of 1 million in one county and a lead of 1.5 million in another. If Trump was just a few 100,000 behind, hey, you know what I mean? What would be the big deal if it was closer proportionally? But it's just not. When we're being led to believe it's a 50-50 close race, 55-45 at the worst, it's essentially 50-50 race. We're not seeing that pattern throughout America. In fact, when you look at America, there's a lack of such a pattern, because everywhere you look, you just see solid red. In each individual state, it seems solid red with a few little blue spots. And in those, there's a few exceptions, but in the vast majority of states, they're solid red with a few blue areas, or just a few blue spots. The only place where Biden really pulled in, right, is in the top northeast, like Maine and all those type areas. They went majority, well, not necessarily Maine, but the top northeast up there, he got a lot, right? That's like majority blue. He got 59 electoral votes from there. And then from the West Coast with like California and the areas around there, those are his hot spots, right? But outside of that, Trump got the rest of the continental USA. Okay, just when you look at all the facts, man, I have to keep saying it because, it's important for people to hear it. These are red flags, not to mention all the evidence of voter fraud and all of this. And here's us another example. It's a short little clip, 1.5 minutes long, from the news today. Okay, latest breaking news about ballots they found that weren't even counted in Floyd County. So just another of the dozens of examples of voter fraud / voter issues. This is not necessarily fraud. It could have been, right? If they're majority Trump ballots, it could be quantified as fraud. But anyways, here, just listen to the report, because there's so many of these. I just want to play this one because it's really short and it's breaking news. And then I'll end the video.
Turning now to developments in the state's audit of the presidential election. The Secretary of State's office says about 2,600 ballots out of Floyd County were not counted on election night. The county's elections director now being asked to step down. Joe Ripley, live outside the state capitol for us this morning. A lot of finger pointing going on with this one here, Joe.
Yeah, that's right, Sheba. Good morning to you. This problem first cropped up when the Secretary of State's office says Floyd County elections workers failed to upload a memory card on election night. That memory card holding around 2,600 votes. The first sign of this problem came up during the current statewide retally. Again, nearly 2,600 votes left out of the count, and about 800 of those votes net went to President Trump, cutting President-elect Biden's multi-thousand vote lead here in Georgia only slightly. Floyd County believes a faulty scanner was to blame. Election official Gabriel Sterling said a person didn't do their job properly. He is now calling on Floyd County Election Director Robert Brady to step down as the Secretary of State's office investigates.
That's all I need to play of the clip. So only 800 votes of those were for Trump. But that's beside the point. The point is you have stuff like that happening. That's just in one spot. If it happens in one place, it's probably happening in a bunch of places. It's probably fair to say that in 4, 5, or 6 places, at least around America, altogether, it's easy, simple, and fair to assume that probably half a dozen places have caused the same mistake. Okay? And while these are little cases of maybe a couple thousand, it just shows, votes not being counted. It shows issues. And combining that with all the other issues that are being caught on videotape, and I don't mean questionable ones, I mean ones that are proven, like where they're putting up boards on the windows so that the vote counts can't be witnessed. All sorts of different things. The signed affidavits, very important key witnesses to key things that have facts. When you look at all those provable ones that have facts and witnesses, okay, you see a pattern of many issues, /fraud. It's undeniable. It's not a squeaky clean election. Joe Biden came out and said in his speech right after being, not really elected, but, where he portrayed himself as winning the race and being elected. So his fake acceptance speech, you know what I mean? He went in and said, one of his opening words was, "I have great confidence in this election." You know what I mean? In the election process. So, of course he wants to believe that. Of course he wants. He's out there portraying to people that he's the president to be when he hasn't even officially won the race yet, when the race is still going. You know what I mean? But he's confident that the election was fair. Well, it's still going. How can you be confident it was fair? Couldn't you be more aware that it's actually still ongoing and you could lose? You know what I mean? But anyways, so that's where we are. There's quite a few states that are still counting. There's still many counties in Illinois that aren't finished. There's counties up in Maine that aren't finished, but all those ones are going to Trump. So that's where we stand in those 6 main states that are either in court right now over the counts, or in court right now over recounts, or doing recounts, or they're still counting. 6 important states that could swing the election. So 79 points left to go. Nobody has won yet. Very important to understand. Anyways, God bless you all. Take care.